Thanks for joining us today on the webinar Multi-Channel Content in 2019. What foundations were laid last year and how to use them to win?
Let us introduce ourselves. My name is Olga Kornienko and I'm Digital Excellence Manager at Viseven.
And my name is Vlada Komarenko and I'm Pharma Marketing Expert at Viseven.
So today we're having a live streaming session, and I would kindly ask you to ask us questions in the chat box, which you can see in the menu of the webinar platform. And also, please, while the attendees are joining, paste plus if you can hear us and if you can see us properly. Thank you.
Patient rule today's pharma marketing, and our main goal is help them. A rapid development of science and technology cause a much bigger customer engagement. And pharma companies need to rethink about new roles, services, channels, and content they can provide for target audience.
As 2018 has passed, we observe new tendencies to evolve in 2019. On this slide, you can see stats published by Hootsuite and VR Social in 2018. Digital solutions keep growing popularity around the world. 4 billion people globally use Internet. More than 3 billion of them are active users of social media. And more than 5 billion of people have mobile phones, and 2.9 billion are active users of mobile social media. So majority of people start their day checking the updates on their social accounts on mobile.
And here we see internet penetration by region. According to these numbers, the highest percent of internet users is in Northern Europe, 94%. Western Europe on the second place, 90%, Northern America, 88%, and Eastern Europe, 74% respectively.
Talking about the devices, laptops and desktops lose 3% of web traffic share by device. Mobile phones usage keep growing, it's 52% in total, and tablet devices lose 13% of web traffic usage.
Regarding survey among physicians in Europe, they claim pharma websites to be not very user-friendly and mobile optimized. Moreover, very overloaded with adverts. All these issues make website searching very complicated. Email still stay the most popular content channel. 66% of customers would like to receive educative information via email. Among the most preferable info are medical news, updates, reports, and medical investigations.
Let's also have a look at how medical representatives prefer to access medical information. In the regions, for example, in United States, the most preferable channels are websites, webinar, e-retailers. China prefers emails, webinars, and websites. And within the other countries, we can see that emails, webinars, and applications remain the most popular ones.
In 2013, 76% of marketers asked in Adobe Digital Distress survey felt that marketing had changed, and the most in the past 2 years than the previous 50 years. Well, digital marketing is still going strong. The basic tenets of marketing, like crafting powerful messages to attract your ideal customers, still remain effective. However, the channels or method of delivery of your message now include SEO optimization, customer acquisition, retention, engagement, pay-per-click, social media, search advertising, and much more methods. Businesses that move fast continue to gain more customer and profits, as slow movers get left behind.
Back in 2016, Nicola Mandelson, Facebook's vice president of operations, said that in 5 years, Facebook will be probably all video. Well, it's been only 3 years since then, and if you are logged into Facebook recently, you know that this prediction seems to be coming sooner than expected. Look at this in such a way. With smartphones, practically everyone, together with channels like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube that allow you or me go live at any moment, we grow a live video, and it seems to be one of the inevitable digital trends in 2019.
It is predicted that by 2019, 67 million voice devices will be used in homes and offices in the United States alone. While many consumers use this technology to create shopping lists and listen to the latest music, there is a rapid change in the direction of advertising. Brands are beginning to understand that these devices provide a unique opportunity to promote. The future of marketing trends to become more responsive, authentic, and analytical as we use new media, different platforms and opportunities. But the main goal, as always for marketing industry, is to choose the best option for our customers. Google has reported that 65% of all voice search queries are now delivered in conversational manner. So people are no longer asking marketing advice online, but instead they are asking where is the best place for me to get the marketing advice online. It is important that SEO tactics of businesses take care into account and think about all different ways that your business may be searched. Now just keywords, but not the main way in which can be used.
According to statistics from Lookout, every hour users check for updates on the smartphone. A particular focus on mobile technology is the first and most visible achievement of pharma in the last couple of years. And this is not surprising, since doctors using internet are no longer just a separate group of young interested specialists. Almost all doctors visit the internet at least once a day on work issues. 70% of all emails are opened from smartphones. This is another proof that in 2019, apparently, all pharma marketing roads lead to the smartphone screen. Therefore, it is also important for the creators of pharma content to think about and adapting their communication channels to a mobile device.
Messengers are another marketing trend that keep evolving, and in January 2018, the number of users of instant messengers reached 4 billion people. I can outline the four most popular: it's WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Viber, and WeChat.
And messaging apps have a naturally huge appeal, so they're too easy and too intuitive not to use. The trend isn't stopping anytime soon. On the slide, you can see the estimated growth of messaging apps over the next several years. So as messaging apps explode in popularity, so does messenger marketing. And it will continue to grow for years and years to come, and pharma marketing is evolving as well.
Digital medicine becomes personalized thanks to the segmentation. The trend continues to gain popularity in areas such as cell biology, digital diagnostics, and genetic engineering. However, there is one more direction of personalization. This is the growing role of digital technology in ensuring that medicines do what they need to do. A recent example was in the US endorsement of Abilify My Site from Otsuka and Proteus Health. This is an improved version of the antipsychotic drug Abilify from Otsuka with an integrated oral sensor that helps ensure compliance with the treatment regimen by monitoring whether patients have taken the medicine. This is the first time that the US Food and Drug Administration approved a medical product with integrated digital tracking. The sensor, developed by Proteus, transmits messages to a wearable patch, which is in turn sends the dosage information to the application on the patient mobile phone. Patients can also allow relatives or doctors to access the same information through a web portal. Other innovations that can be mentioned here is a different fitness tracker, health monitors, portable digital blood glucose meters, different breath analyzers, and other technologies designed for self-monitoring.
Artificial intelligence is exploding in popularity as well. A growth in the artificial intelligence health market is expected to reach 6.6 billion by 2021. That's a compound annual growth rate of 40%. In just the next 5 years, the health AI market will grow more than in 10 times, according to Accenture.
Artificial intelligence in the pharmaceutical industry is more known for its success in diagnosing and inventing drugs. But the role it can transform the pharma marketing is still undervalued. Here are just some of the examples of possible cooperation between artificial intelligence and pharma marketers. First is routine task automation. The automatic entry of data into the CRM system that allows to maximize the time for direct communication with doctors. If it's possible to spend less time preparing reports, why not to use it? The second is planning. The artificial intelligence can provide the medical representative with the necessary content for the visit, and as well as give tips which information would be the most interesting for the particular doctor. Such an approach minimizes the time spent searching and selecting such content at times. The third is sharing the best practices. Evaluating the effectiveness of each user, artificial intelligence allows to determine what works best to attract the potential audience of doctors and provide recommendation on real-time content to the other users. In other words, what about a sales assistant for a medical representative who can easily analyze the content used by their colleagues? And the last is to increase sales. By analyzing the data obtained over time, the artificial intelligence will be able to manage the entire sales cycle, offering the best next steps and actions.
According to Oracle, 80% of brands plan to use chatbots until 2020. So most of customers' interaction will be through a chatbot. What's the benefit? Live communication, higher engagement, and approved Facebook algorithm.
At the stage of 2018, chatbots have already brought their effectiveness inside the pharmaceutical companies. Google Trends suggest that interest in this request began to grow itself only in 2016, and its popularity is constantly growing.
Key opinion leaders working with brands are gradually losing their attractiveness to customers, so brands start working with micro leaders. Here comes the era of bloggers, streamers, situational leaders, and real users. Some brands are successfully experimenting with viral videos using technology not always for its intended purpose, but in a new way to communicate and or solve a healthcare problem.
In Dixie, face recognition of clients is tested to determine their gender and for what selection of targeted advertising in the cash zone or sales area. The X5 retail group began using this technology to reduce lines. The system determines how many people are in the cash zone and sends a signal that you need to open another one. Also, video analytics captures when and in which store more people come and on what they pay attention to. This helps with planning and merchandising.
Over the last 2 years, big data analytics will be the largest area of investment for 44% of organizations. A similar number will prioritize predictive analytics, since just 19% will focus on clinical decision support features and only 11% on data visualization. Collaboration tools and interoperability capabilities are a top priority for more than a third of respondents.
According to Christy Shaw, Senior Vice President and President at Eli Lilly, personalization tools are the major boost to physicians and the way they conduct their practice. Doctors have a deep well of data at their disposal and can provide patients with a much more tailored treatment plan than ever before. Greater personalization could also drastically reduce the risk of misdiagnosis, added Christy Shaw. That is why it is so important to use new technologies in marketing, maintaining loyalty, brand awareness through all channels of communication with customers.
Representatives of the pharmaceutical industry are making significant investment in brand promotion. However, the amount of investment is not always converted into the sales revenue. To stand out among the competitors and increase the share of their brands in the market, it is not an easy task, and sometimes non-standard approaches are needed to solve it. By the way, creative solutions have another advantage. Large investments are not necessary for their implementation. Sometimes the implementation of informal ideas, even with a small budget, provides a viral effect and is picked up by customers with pleasure. Another thing is that it is not always possible to generate a creative message, especially in a field as conservative as pharmaceutical.
According to statistics from Statista in 2018, the cost of advertising in social network in 2023 will reach $280 million. Social networks were and remain the most popular service in the online environment. It would be impossible to cross them off the list. However, it is worth nothing that the format of the advertising is better to change. Advertising in social networks is worth money, but it's not always effective as it would like. Therefore, one of the trends in 2019, in the opinion of many people, will be the transition from one advertising integration to a long-term cooperation. Users quickly forget which brand advertised this or that star, but if they see it all the time, they will remember, love, and want to buy it. Also, it is important to remember that when promoting brand in social network, it is important to monitor the algorithm of advertising that are constantly changing, as for example happens on Facebook and on LinkedIn, because it's very important to adapt to these innovations.
Statista also said that Facebook remains the most popular social network for advertising. 94% of marketers choose Facebook. LinkedIn is chosen by 56% of marketers, and the Snapchat goes only in 8%. And the remote calls also another chance for you to engage with your audience. The communication between the doctors and the medical representatives appear to be one of the most convenient communication channels for both sides. While the doctor has less and less time for a personal visit with the medical representative, the medical representative, in turn, also cannot spend much time on communication. For 2 or 3 minutes, it is difficult to provide sufficient information about the product. Therefore, the visit partially migrated to the virtual space so that they can be carried out during off hours, just when it is convenient for the doctor. And the experience of the last 2 and in some pharma companies 3 years has showed that such visits are perceived much more favorable, and the duration has increased at least to 25 or 30 minutes. The percentage of sales has increased as well. Surveys, specially conducted by IQVIA during the introduction of the new practice, showed that 91% of doctors experienced interest in subsequent sessions. And this is not, what is this if not the confirmation that the future is already here? So on the slide, for example, you can see a number of advantages of remote calls, which are a key among our customers and our partners.
In order for your content to be really useful, you need to submit it in the right time, in the correct format, and through the correct channel. This is the meaning of multi-channel promotion, through a webinar, in a personalized message, in a presentation script tailored specifically for the doctor. And all this content remains useful and interesting. Omnichannel comes to pharma marketing with an improved approach. All channels interact with each other and represent a comprehensive brand promotion.
Focus on the content, not on advertising. So people understand how advertising works and how ceased to perceive it. Marketers are preparing for the fact that next year more than 30% of internet users will connect ad blockers. So that your ad won't be visible for a third of the audience, and inbound marketing can save the situation. There are still 70% of people who will be watching your ads online.
68% of doctors say they were already prefer exclusively online model of communication with pharma representative for a very simple reason. It is more convenient for them. And the pharma has already begun to adapt to this, just in the form of multi-channel promotion. In addition to the technologies that are needed for multi-channel promotion and content creation for it, pharma also take care of personnel who are interested in this concept.
In the coming years, it is important pharma companies to get as much information as possible about their customers in order to properly target, choose the right channel, and personalize their offer. Therefore, this year, the maximum task is to polish the multi-channel approach of communication with doctors if it is already implemented. Although automation speeds up and simplifies a multitude of tasks, marketers should not forget about the very value of communication with the doctor and patient. Technology will never replace the understanding of the true needs of the patient and the treaty specialist. The solutions of these tasks doesn't depend on the technology itself, but only through its support. Given the patient-centric features of the above-mentioned technologies, pharma marketing has every chance to take 2019 the year of innovation.
In order to be on the same wave with the modern trends, it is necessary to introduce technologies created specifically for pharma content. One of these solutions is eVisard, a platform that provides the perfect combination of technology and experience for creating and delivering multi-channel content. Among the main advantages of the platform are automatic conversion to PDF, PowerPoint, InDesign into the CLM presentation, storage and access to globally approved content, fast and easy editing, localization, and adaptation of the content. The idea of one message or idea is available for promotion across multiple channels. And one of the main advantages is integration with Viva, IQVIA, and other CRM and CLM vendors.
So the platform users are pharmaceutical companies all over the world, and the most popular types of content that they are creating with the help of eVisard are at this time interactive presentations for CLM systems, e-detailers for remote calls, templates for email campaigns, mobile applications for all the possible systems, for example, for iOS, Android, Windows, and the others. Also websites and portals, calculators, surveys, and many others.
On this slide, you can see some numbers from our annual stats. Last year, it was created more than 7,800 presentations globally with the help of eVisard by certified agencies and by lifecycle companies. And if talking about email templates, the number is 1,139, and it's more than 68% of these templates were created by pharma managers. So yes, it is really easy to create and reuse the content with the platform.
One of the most recent features which were implemented into eVisard can be mentioned. It is a modular email blocks that allow to mix and match pre-designed modules. For example, you may accompany in one chain the header, footer, CTA, and text, and so on. In such a way, you will be able to create dynamic templates that comply with corporate branding. So it makes email creation easy, fast, and truly productive. So thank you for your attention, and we will be happy to answer all of your questions if you have any. And if not, feel free to contact us while the channels you can see on the screen. So you may use our corporate email or website. Also, to get to know more about the revolutionary approaches how to create responsive content, and you also can download our ebook. So you can just scan the QR code you can see on the screen or follow the link. Another option is that we can also send you the email with the information after the